These are some of the least used jobs inside of Jupiter, Florida. If you do enjoy this video, drop a like and subscribe, but let's get straight into it. So there are actually quite a lot of different jobs you can join on in Jupiter, Florida. Some interactive, some not, some are made, not really made, but some are mostly used for AFK grinding, which you probably shouldn't do. But there are some of them that just never get used whatsoever. Now there are a few reasons for that. And the first reason is that, well, they're not really good for anything. And what I mean by that is that they're non-interactive jobs, so people don't go on them for fun. If it's not an interactive job, you can literally just stand there and stand around, and then that's it. That is all you can do on that job. And the only other way that would make it good is if it was for AFK grinding, which, you know, kind of makes it a little bit better. However, some of these jobs just don't pay very well. You never see people using them for AFK grinding, and you shouldn't really AFK grind inside of Jupiter, Florida. Anyway, so let's get into the list. There's 4 jobs I'm going to show you. Now, the first one is perhaps one that is a slightly different reason. And yes, everybody, I am talking about the bridge operator job. Nobody uses this because it is literally useless. I mean, you can't do anything here. It's called a bridge operator job because, I mean, theoretically you can raise and lower this bridge, which probably will be coming in a future update, but for now there is nothing you can do. I mean, there's this building over here. If we go inside it, as you can see, it is completely empty. There is nothing in here. There is no way to open and close this bridge, which ultimately makes the job useless. Yes, you can use it as a normal kind of AFK grinding job where you just get a paycheck every few minutes and you can just chill out and, you know, just walk around the map or whatever, but other than that, it's useless. It doesn't even pay that much. $540 at the lowest level is not great, especially when you can just AFK grind on a job you already have promotions on and earn a lot more. So yeah, this job really is useless, but you know what, I am really hoping that in the future this will become an interactive job and you'll actually be able to open this bridge for some taller boats. Now, would that make sense? Is there a boat in Jupiter, Florida? Okay, there is quite a few boats in Jupiter, Florida that can't fit through. Actually, there's one right here that can't fit through that bridge. I kind of forgot that they have like all this weird stuff that makes them really tall on the top of boats, but if that wasn't there, I mean, this boat could get through. But I guess there are quite a few boats inside of Jupiter, Florida that cannot fit through here, so it would be cool if they made this an interactive job where you could open this bridge up. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is this one here, enthusiast driven. Now, most people don't even know what this job is because they've never been on it, but this is literally it. This is the job center right here. This is the only shop you have, or the only area you have to work in. And as you can see, there's like 9 pieces of clothing here that you can buy, which is official merchandise, and it is cool that you can buy it, but I mean, other than that, that is it. There is nothing else about this job. It's kind of funny to me that you can join on to an entire job where the entire job is based in a room that is probably smaller than my bedroom in real life. I'll be honest, this is tiny. It's really useless. Again, nobody ever comes here. We're literally in the middle of a place where nobody goes. We're at the drag strip, but hardly anyone comes to the drag strip as it is. And when they do, when was the last time you went up here and you went into the little clothing shop up here? I mean, all of this space and they put it in one of these tiny buildings over here kind of doesn't really help making the job any more useful. But yeah, I can't really talk too much about this one. It is just a really useless job, and that's the end of it. Let's move on to the next one. And well, the next one might surprise you that it's on this list, but it is the marine forklift operator job. Now, there are a few reasons that I've put this on the list, and I think they are valid reasons if I do say so myself. So the unique thing about this job is that it is an interactive job. As you can see, if we try and jump in to this vehicle here, we have a huge forklift here where it is an interactive job, and you can actually do things on this job to earn you money. For example, there's boats over here. Let's go and collect a boat, and let's actually have a look at this job and see if it's any good or not in this video right now. Try not to fall in the water. There we go. Okay, park and brake on. There we go. We've got the boat. Let's reverse out. There we go. And the next thing we need to do is drop the boat off over here at the thing. So this is really difficult to drive, I'll be honest. It's very hard. Can we just put it in here? Will that work? There we go. We got $2,000 for completing that that task, and then another 500 just from normal payouts. Now that is good, but it's not really. I mean, we get $500 from just, you know, from just doing nothing. Like every other job, you get a base paycheck where you just get it for being on the job. That's it. And as you can see, you get that probably every 30 seconds or something, and then you get another $2,000 for every delivery you do. However, that takes at least 2 minutes to do one of them jobs. Even if you're really quick at it and you're a good driver, it will still take you at least a minute to 2 minutes to do it for $2,000. By that point, you have already collected $2,000 from the normal paychecks. Now, yes, it is an extra $2,000. However, if you go on one of the jobs that you used to AFK grind on or something that has a really high promotion, you are going to get a whole lot more money from that, because your promotions will be higher, and well, you don't have to do anything. On this, you actually have to drive around and put time and focus on it and put effort into it, whereas on an AFK grinding job or just on a normal job where you can just stand there, you can watch YouTube or something, and you can multitask at the same time and make even more money probably than what you would on this job, which is why this job is on this list. Yes, this job used to be very useful. Every single person used to use this, but then they updated it, made it interactive, and now hardly anyone uses it, unfortunately. But let's move on to the next one, which is probably going to surprise you as well. And well, that job is the police officer job, which is also an interactive job. And as you can see in the top corner, you get $2,000 per person that you arrest. Now, this job is okay, it's alright, it works, I guess. However, depending on how you interpret Jupiter, Florida, depends on whether you think this job is useless or not. We've got some salesman stuff down here. I don't really know my way around this police station. In fact, I don't even know how I get out of this police station. However, the reason I call this job useless is because, well, there's not really much you can do on the job, unfortunately. Now, I say this for one valid reason. Obviously, you need to arrest people that are breaking the law inside of Jupiter, Florida. However, this vehicle here is the fastest vehicle you can get as a police officer. And, well, it's fast, but it's not that fast. As you can see, it goes decently fast and it drives really well, but it's really not that fast. You've got to remember, if you're a police officer, people are going to be running from you in all kinds of cars. I mean, the starter car in Jupiter, Florida, or one of the cars less than $50,000 or less than $100,000 can probably outrun this in a police pursuit. And then you've got to consider how many people have $1 million hypercars, or even the F1 car that's $35 million, so limited vehicles, anything. It's really difficult to catch people. And well, bear with me while I say this, but one of the reasons it's not used is because nobody uses it, if that makes sense. For example, if you're a police officer, it's so difficult if you're on your own. You need at least like 3 or 4 people to be a police officer to make it really fun and interesting. However, 3 or 4 people aren't going to join the police team because they can see that there's none or just one police officer. So in a pursuit, they're pretty much useless, and no one is going to try and catch them because it just doesn't make any sense for them to do that, because the police officer knows they're probably gonna not manage to keep up in the chase. So that's why I think it's useless. It is a really cool job. They have been updating it a lot recently. I can imagine they'll only keep updating it, but you do have some cool stuff like cones and stuff that you can place down, which I think is pretty cool. You've got a speed radar, which again does work. You've got a spike strip. All of this stuff does work. It is pretty cool. The way you hold the taser could perhaps be improved, but that is what it is. And of course, there's no guns or anything, so that's why I put this on the least used jobs. But hopefully this will get changed very soon when they keep updating the job. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know which job you use the most and which job you think is the least used. Subscribe, turn notifications on, like the video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.